Bigfoot, who 8 years ago saved a young child lost in the vast wilderness and raised that child until he grew up to be Wild Boy.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Welcome to this neighborhood, neighbor.
What's up, Migo-like geeks and freaks? So let's see what we got on the little roster today. I'm going to show you some stuff that you probably have not seen before. Some things you have. I'm trying to get this belt back onto this figure, but there are some things that I'll show you today you probably haven't seen. You may have seen them listed in advertisement, but I don't think you've probably seen them in person because they're very hard to find. And I was fortunate enough to get 2 out of the 3 items. I somehow let the third one slip through an auction, which was dumb. And what can you do? So we'll just have to go back on the hunt for it. But in the meantime, let's get a little started. So I'm going to go through a couple things today I'm going to show you. The first thing I'm going to show you, and you've probably seen these before, is our good friend from Kenner, Steve Scout. Steve Scout was an officially licensed Boy Scout figure from the Boy Scouts of America. That's when the Boy Scouts were still the Boy Scouts and not whatever they're trying to make them into today. But the neat thing is he came in both this closed box and he came in a Windows box. The Windows boxes are much harder to get. And you can Google up or go to Open by Chance Vintage Toys, check out David Eons and LPH's videos, and you're going to find that David did a really, really nice video on Kenner Steve Scout. What's up? Hello, Treehouse. Let's see the goodies. That's what Sanchez says, and he ain't seeing nothing. And there is Brian Sanchez, the Sancheroni, the Sancho Mahini, the Sanchoruski, the Sanchoronsky, the big Sanchoski right there. So this is Steve Scout came in this box. Now, what I want to point out here is there's a number of sets that came with this set. The original sets and accessories and so that came with Steve Scout. They had some blister carded smaller sets. They had some box sets, and they had some really big box sets, including I think it's about 3-foot tower hat back there, which actually came in 2 versions. But the original Steve Scout sets pretty much stayed true to the Boy Scout image. I mean, they had official belts. This one, the belt, I'm having trouble getting to stay on, but official belts with the actual official Scout logo on them right there. They had the actual handkerchief and so on, and they were actually made to be official Scout uniforms in a very tiny 9-inch body, if you will. The other neat thing about these figures is that they have the Boy Scout, they do the Boy Scout salute with their right hand. Now, what most people don't realize, I think I showed this once before, is that if you take the left arm, let's see if I do this right, I forgot. Hold on, there's a way to do this, and I forgot what it is now. There you go. It's a pain in the ass to get going, and this one might not be working properly. But if you were to raise the left arm up and down, there it goes. See, it's starting to move. So this one might be having a little bit of technical difficulty. But the idea here was that you could use the left arm. Doesn't want to do it now for whatever reason. But when you raise the left arm up and down, when it's working properly, you can raise his right arm, whatever position you have it in. So you actually get him to salute, which is a pretty cool feature. Most people don't even know that exists. They don't even know you can do that. This one's not working properly, but I've got a bunch of others. I know I have one at least back there that works. The other neat thing is the original sets that they made were pretty much true to what you could really do in Boy Scouts. They had things like rafts and camping sets and so on. And I think when they kind of ran out of things to do, or they wanted to kind of expand the line and get more people, and they started coming up with some more creative things. Some of the creative things they have, which I have in the back, a giant glider. This giant hang glider, if you will, has a seat in it, and it's back there. I'm not taking it down. It took me forever to get up. He sits in it, and then it's literally a kite, and you can fly that son of a bitch wherever you want. It's a literal big plastic kite in the shape of a glider. Now you can go. They also made the raced it from Devil's Canyon, which is a giant hot air balloon, and that actually you hook up this mechanism to a door and you raise the string and the balloon goes up and down. It's a really neat set. They also had, well, actually I can show you the hang glider box. So this is the actual hang glider box, if you will. Escape Glide from Eagle Mountain. Now this is in the later series because there's no scouting out there that does hang gliding. It's obviously was too dangerous for kids to do, and it's too dangerous. It's dangerous for adults as well, obviously. But some of the stuff they started getting a little crazy. If you take a look at the scale of the Steve Scout figure, who's right here, and look at this giant kite. Now, I have one hanging back there from the ceiling house that came out of this box. I have another one that's boxed that hasn't been opened. But the glider is a wingspan, 35-inch wingspan when assembled. It's not a glider. It's a frigging kite. It's literally a kite. They just took the strings off, but it's pretty neat. You can do all kinds of stuff. There are other figures in the series. Of course, we also had Bob Scout, which was the black African-American figure in here. Boy Scout. Then we had Dave Scout and Christ, who's the other one? I always forget. Jesus, I can't even think right now. There's Dave Scout and there's one more, which were smaller versions. They were both Cub Scouts. They had official Cub Scout uniforms. I mean, the line, I guess, did okay, but not that great because they didn't last that long, right? Just a few years on these. But what I wanted to point out with this, which was really neat, is it was Kenner, who was owned, I guess, by General Mills at that point. Kenner, obviously, we know, did the Star Wars figures. But on the back of these boxes, depending which set you get, they would have these little stars. You bought a Steve Scout figure, he came with 4 stars. If you bought this Eagle Glider set, I have it on the other box, I don't know. But somebody cut out the stars. Now, what was the point of cutting out the stars? Well, inside of each one of these sets, whether you got the Steve Scout figure, the Bob Scout figure, you got one of the sets. If you bought one of the actual figures themselves, you basically got a little comic about scouting in you. And each one of these, when you open it up, it shows you the Scout salute. It talks to you about Boy Scouts. It tells you what is scouting. It's actually pretty cool. It's an advertisement for Boy Scouting in the form of a comic, if you will, a little bit. It's healthy, it's exciting, all the things you could do. I was a Boy Scout. I had fun. I didn't do it too long, but the camping trips, we had a lot of fun. Rafting and whitewater and all that stuff, it was good. You can be a scout and so on. Then it shows you things like you can do make-believe adventures. And if you take a look, you'll see that these are some of the sets you could have got. Now, there's a backpack that shoots a little disc that's a signal flare. They have a metal detector. There's a magnet on it, so if you hit something, metal goes off. There's a set for like climbing or saving someone, and then there's the little fire extinguisher set, which is similar to the Action Jackson from Mego, where you shoot water out of it. Then it shows some of the other sets that you can get and so on. The cool thing is as you got to the back of the comic, now let me say this, each comic was specific to the set. So if you got the Escape Glide from Eagle Canyon, you would get a comic that's same size and everything, but it was about the Escape Glide from Eagle Canyon. And it was actually a comic with a story in it, where these were more about scouting. But in the back, on the last page, it would say earn free high adventure scout gifts. There was 3 things you could get on the back. You could not buy these in stores. You could not shop for them online because there was no online back then. There was a catalog, but there were 3 different sets. The one was the High Adventure Weather Shelter. Then there was the High Adventure Observation Post. And then there was a figure called Bill Scout. He was Steve Scout with blonde hair and shorts and a summer Scout outfit, which was basically a Boy Scout t-shirt and shorts, but they were official to the Boy Scouts. And that's the one that I missed out on that somebody got, and I'm pissed that I let that go. But I was able to come up with the other 2 sets. Well, how did it get done? You would cut these stars out of the back of these sets, just like somebody did on this one, right? They took them, okay? Then you would take those and you would attach them to this little booklet back here. All right, and remember, each one came with a booklet, and you'd put 1 star per circle. Depending on what item you wanted was how many stars you had to submit. So, for example, paste and save all your adventure stars on this page. They're called adventure stars, excuse me. Adventure stars can be redeemed for high adventure gifts, shown and described on inside each back cover. Complete coupon below to mail to Kenner Products, Department Gate 58, 912 Sycamore Street, Cincinnati, Ohio 45202. Check your choice. The Bill Scout action figure, which I'm dying to get. The observation post, which I'm going to show you in a minute, that hasn't been opened. The weather station that I have that has been opened. You put your name, your address, and so on. Be sure you have included correct amount of stars. Please allow 30 days for the delivery. Offer valid or void where regulated, taxed, or restricted. So, for example, if you wanted the high weather set, which was a kind of a tent, it would cost you, somewhere it tells you how many friggin' stars it is. I can't even see it. I thought somewhere here it showed 15 stars. If you wanted the high observation adventure tower, that was 20 stars. And if you wanted Bill Scout, it was 25. Now, I have to say this. I'm sure a lot of kids wanted it, but if you're like me as a kid, you wanted those things, and maybe you got a couple sets, and you got a couple stars, and you had all the enthusiasm to get those sets and start cutting those stars and sticking them on, but then you didn't get any more for a while. Grandma didn't get them for you because you're getting G.I. Joes instead, grandma, whatever. And then, or maybe your parents just didn't want to mail it in. Who knows, whatever it is. Or you're too small to go to the post office, whatever it may be. So I don't see as many of those sets existing. And if they did, a lot of these sets, you'll see a lot of Steve Scout stuff out there, and they came with a tremendous amount of accessories. Very much, I would say, to the scale of what you'd see in a big gym, except personally, I like the accessories better on the Steve Scout figures. I thought they were less Barbie-like, and they were more action figure-like. Not the big gym's on action figure, but there's just something about them a little more to scale, I think, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to show you first. This is unopened, so I'm not putting it together. This is the high adventure observation post. You would mail away, and this is what would get sent in the mail. All these pieces inside would go together, and they include typewritten instructions in there. If you could see them, tell you how to put it together, and there's a picture. Now, I believe looking at the set, and I'm not 100% sure, but looking at the set and how it's constructed and what it's made, because I have seen someone post pictures of this online that does have it and opened it or had an open one. Most of the pieces in here, I'm pretty sure you could have got by getting pieces from other sets. So even if you didn't mail order for this, I believe, if not all, most of these, you could have got a good portion of them from other sets and built your own that was to it. But you still didn't have this with the stars. Now, if we move on to the next set, which I received, which is here. This one has been opened. This is the High Adventure Weather Shelter. Now, I've seen advertising comics, and I was talking to some of the guys, and I said, man, I would really love to get that. I've looked and looked and looked and looked and never saw it. It finally came up on eBay about a week or two ago. And I'm like, nobody's outbid me on this. I don't give a shit because I lost out on the Bill Scout. It was stupid. So these guys actually went ahead and they zip-locked everything. So I'm going to open this up because I haven't done it yet. But here's your little instructions that come with it. And it's a weather shelter. Basically, it's a kind of a winter tent, if you will. It tells you that you come with this tent form. You come with this top piece, this star that you're going to attach all of these tent poles to. It looks like somebody already started doing it. And you bend them a little bit. You attach them to this star. And then when you're done, what's going to happen is, I'm not doing it because I don't want to put any risk of tearing this thing or ruin it in any way. But what's going to happen is you're going to wind up, because this is kind of thin plastic, to be honest with you. You're going to wind up with this weather shelter tent. I'm just going to kind of gently open it with my hand. I don't know the last time this was open. These are from the 70s, so we're talking about something here that's 50 years old. And that's exactly what I don't want to put together. I don't want chance snapping the poles or breaking this, but this is your weather shelter. Okay, it has the Boy Scout logo, which is nothing more than a sticker, and then it has these tent flaps, if you will. Inside, it's just black inside, but they did a nice job stitching it up. This, I even said to myself, I was even having doubts whether anybody ever had one or if it was ever even made. I wonder if anybody ever sent away for one. I could not find one anywhere. I can't find a picture of it online. If somebody has a picture of someone online, that's cool. I have not seen one. I looked and looked and looked. And there's a guy out there who has 2 Bill Scouts. He has the observation tower, but I haven't seen a picture of this, so I don't know if even this guy who's a big fan of the Steve Scout figures, if he was able to come up with them. So the idea was that you'd collect these stars and mail them away. All right, give me a second. I'm going to be looking at your comments, and you guys give me a second. I have my second laptop up so I can see if anybody's writing on Facebook, because I can't see you guys writing on Facebook if you don't allow the app to run. And now I have to find it. Something I hate about this shit, because when we log in, it logs in as admin, not as user. So give me a second to bring this up. Yep, it's right there. Okay. Johnny Shedrick, the big MIB. That's so cool. Me or the toy, Johnny? Oh, thank you. Stuart C., happy birthday, Lou. Thank you very much. David Wayne, happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now let's see what Brian Sanchez is saying. Your sister already showed me the goodies. Coming soon, Lou Scout. Dean's Toy Box. What up, Coy? What's up, gentlemen? How are you? How are you today? Lou put it on like a hat. You know, Hello Treehouse? That might not. Let's see if we can do that. I'm afraid to rip it, but let's give it a shot. You know, in all honesty, it would cover my bald spot. And my mom is Jewish, so I could probably use it as a yarmulke. What do you think? How's it look? I think it looks pretty good. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Gives me a little bit of that Conehead look. We're from France. I don't know, maybe something like that. But yeah, it's a really cool set. Like I said, I actually almost doubted that they made this. I couldn't find a picture of it anywhere. Just what's in the comic that comes with the set and the drawing, their illustrations. But now I know for sure that they made all 3 of these, because I've personally seen Bill Scout online at an eBay auction. I now have the observation tower, which I have seen a picture of. And now I actually have the Scout tent, weather shelter, excuse me. The weather shelter, if you will. And I'm very excited. This is, to me, you know, a bit of a holy grail. I know it's a little much, but a bit of a holy grail. There's other pieces in there for Steve Scout. I do not have them all, but they have a 3-foot tower. It came in 2 different versions, 2 different flavors. Same tower. They just basically did different accessories and put it in different boxes and so on. And thanks to Brian Sanchez, I was able to get one of those towers last year, I believe. Brian went out and picked it up for me at a toy show and got me a banging price on it, I should say. I was very, very excited, and thank him for that. And it's very cool, and I appreciate that. Now, I want to show you a little something, if I can, because I've talked about this before. I'd like to introduce you to my good friend, mio amigo, OK Mike. Como stai? There he is, OK Mike. Como stai? OK Mike is from Ferga. He's kind of got this Steve Austin rip-off head and kind of this Steve Austin rip-off outfit. As a matter of fact, let me give you a little bit. You say, well, Steve Austin's not blue. Well, that's true. But he's got this blue tracksuit. But for those of you that are doubters, he also comes in red. Those are the only 2 colors he comes in. And you can see on the back, this box is a little bit ripped. What's interesting about the box and all the pictures, whenever they took the pictures, the outfit looks very blue. I don't know if that's the picture. I don't know if that was a prototype or whatever, but he's Italian, okay? Company that made him was Ferga. But I want to point a couple things out. The first one I got, which is the one that I'm showing you loose, came from Danny Gates a long time ago when Dan and I did one of our first toy exchanges. And Dan said, I've got this like Italian $6 million man figure. I'm going to send it to you. I don't really know what it is. And I didn't either. And it took me a while to figure out. Well, OK Mike's Ferga, he's got kind of the matching shoes and whatever color he has in the outfit. But if you take a look at his hand, his right hand, now, it's actually doing the, so I got that right? Yeah. It's actually doing the Scout salute. But because he's Italian, to me, it's doing one of these. All right? Che fatto, right? One of these things. And if Berto was here, I'd let him go off in Italian. One of these. They can have a conversation. Now, I don't think, he doesn't do the, unless this one doesn't work, he doesn't do the arm movement as far as I can tell. So, you say, why does he have this Kenner Scout hand on him? Well, somewhere at some point, Kenner and Ferga got together. They swapped out the head. But they told Ferga, go ahead and start making some shit. I don't know if they paid them or whatever. Okay, just to give you an idea, this set, this Pronto Intervento I'm using is immediate intervention or to get involved. It's kind of a battery-operated set. Now, I got this never opened. I opened it. I don't want to open it now because I had to put everything back. But when I open this, you can take a look. You see all the pieces. These are the same pieces as the Steve Scout figure. What happens with some of the OK Mike stuff, and actually on this one, is the Boy Scout stickers. The Boy Scout sticker that you see, the fleur de lis, is on it. So they packaged whatever came from Kenner into these boxes. I'm assuming they were supposed to take those stickers off, and somebody missed it. Maybe they were friggin' eating pasta, and they were trying to rush through, and they got behind, because, Italians, we like to eat. And in Italy, they eat, and they take 2 hours for lunch. They go to take a nap, then they come back, or they go out at 12 or 2, and then they come back at 4. It's a long lunch for them. It's the biggest meal of the day in a real Italian situation. But they actually has a Kenner Steve Scout on it. If you take a look on the side, it shows all these other sets you can get. All these other sets are the same sets as the Kenner Steve Scout sets, believe it or not. Now, one thing that is different, and I'm going to show you, just to give you an idea, they didn't do everything for OK Mike. They didn't make the glider. They didn't make the balloon. They didn't make the giant tower, any of that stuff. It's mostly the first series of accessories and play sets, okay? This is the Steve Scout Warning from Thunderhead Weather Station. Okay, it's in a box. All right, you can see the picture. Let's take a little bit closer. You can see it's got this little tower over here. Oh, and Hurley is actually calling me now. Hurley, you're such a dick. He's doing that on purpose. So now I'm going to block him. No, I'm just kidding. He's such a dick. Rich Hurley is calling through because I left Messenger on. Bastard. Okay, so unless he's trying to tell me something important, in which case it's already been lost. But if you take a look, you can see it has this kind of half tree over here. Some of these pieces are some of the pieces that actually come in that high observation observatory tower. But take a look. You've got Steve Scout over here and Bob Scout over here. And he's waving the signaling flags and so on. All right. Let's take a look at the OK Mike version. You see it? You see what I'm saying? Now, this one's in plastic. It is OK Mike, and he's got a very dark blue suit here, which they did not produce. And if you run them side by side, let's see if I can do that a little bit. Yeah, without the glare, you can do that. Now you're getting the glare. But basically, what's happening is they're basically the same thing. They basically repositioned OK Mike into almost the same setup as the Steve Scout on the boxes. What's funny about it is if you were to buy an OK Mike blister set, which is just a little carded set with some that has the metal detector, the signal launcher, and so on. You can get them for anywhere from like $12 to $20. The same thing in the Steve Scout is like $55 to $65. I don't know why. I don't think the Steve Scout cards are any better than the OK Mike cards. The OK Mike comes from Italy, which is better anyway, right? I mean, let's be realistic. I have that big light right on there. I just realized that's annoying as hell. So, in any case, so it's the same body. They use the same accessories. They repackage them. So there was some deal. I don't quite have all the insides of that, if you will, but I'm working on it to find out what it is. Ferga was a huge doll manufacturer back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s, I think. Mostly girl dolls. And at some point, they got into the action figure field with OK Mike. And he did okay. I think OK Mike did okay. But he's basically their Action Jackson using Steve Scout parts. L'avventura e la sua vita. So adventure is his life, right? And all the stuff on the back and all the stuff on the side is pretty much Steve Scout, which I thought was pretty freaking cool, which I like a lot. So that's our OK Mike stuff. All right, now if Hurley wants to come in and say something, we can say. I don't know. Let me see. What's that say? So, happy birthday. Thank you. Looks like a hat. Thank you, Coy. Happy birthday. You look like the Pope. Ooh, I would love to be the Pope. I would have a lot of money that I didn't need to spend on anything. It looks like a foul. Oh, like a foil. Yeah, interesting you say that, Brian Sanchez. It's not the same kind of foil as on the spacesuit that you sent me for the Hasbro Vintage G.I. Joe. It's less tinfoil colored, and it's more gray, if you will. So it's not quite mirror-like. But that's a good point to bring up. Que pasa, Mike? Very good, Coy, except que pasa, Mike is in Spanish. This is Italian. So it'll be que fatto, Mike. Que fatto, Mike. Or Michelo, sorry, with a C, not a G. Ti piacciono la donne Fucking Sanchez Googling into Italian. Hello, Buck. Buck is here. Hello, Buck. And thank you to everybody for joining and watching, by the way. I really appreciate it. Wow. Sanchez, your Googling translate skills are fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic. By the way, if you don't like and subscribe to it, okay, that's okay. But it'd be fun if you do, because then I know there's more people and I don't have to give up. It takes Brian Sanchez to talk me off the ledge every week from quitting. No, I'm just kidding. Buck. Sanchez screaming. Buck across the screen. I think Buck can probably hear them at this point. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Let me get the Miura figure. I forgot to bring it over. Let me bring that figure over for you. So I'm going to show you guys a little something about that. And we'll go down. Take me 1 second, if you will. Before I show you the Miura figure, I forgot to tell you this. This is something Steve Scout did not do and Ferga did. But remember, Ferga was a big doll manufacturer, dolls and clothes for them. OK Mike had some carded sets, and they're on giant cards. These cards are probably up 14 inches maybe. He had 5 sets, I think it was, 5 or 6 sets. So he had the Hunter. What the hell? That's got to be Hurley. Is that him? Yeah, that's him. So he had the Hunter set. I don't know. There must be an emergency. I don't even want to pick up. I know he's going to do something funny. But if you take a look, it's got this Hunter set, rifle, a red knife with a sheath, and binoculars, and this belt over here. They did not do this with Steve Scout. Then they also had this again. They only made a few. I actually have the box that they sold them in, or just the display box somebody sold me. This is the doctor set, but you can see the stethoscope and stuff are falling in. This is the actual doctor on the right. There was a stethoscope that fell out. There's a bunch of things fell to the bottom. Okay. There's this set, and they have actually pretty cool sets. I got to give them that. This is the airline pilot with the little suitcase and the map and the headphones and so on. And the last set that I have, which is my favorite, is the mechanic, because it comes with these tools. There's a pair of pliers, a screwdriver, and a adjustable wrench. The one I don't have is this Army one. There is a guy up on eBay right now who has the display box and all the sets, and he wants $500, and I don't want to spend $500 just to get the one set. I don't need any other stuff. I've already got a display box, and I just need the one set. So if I don't get it, I don't get it. It's a military set, which is, to me, cool, but the least desirable of all them for me. I'm just proud of these other sets. All right, let's get going with this. I don't even want to pick. If Rich calls through again, I don't want to pick up the phone because it's so fucking crazy. All right, let me show you this. This came in today. This is the Miura Ultraman Leo, obviously without his outfit that he sits inside. He has a helmet that goes on. He has gloves, very much like the real action heroes from Medicom, and he goes inside a suit. These rarely show up, and then all of a sudden, like 12 of them showed up by the same guy in Japan. Yeah, there he is right there. Here we go. Yeah.
Hello, are you taking calls this evening on your program here?
Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Revere Beach, Massachusetts.
Oh, this must be the infamous.
I have a question for a friend of mine who wishes to remain nameless. Let's just call him Lion Manchez. He was wondering if he could see what that doll looks like without its blue shorts on.
Unfortunately, he's as bare as a baby when they first come out. Their head bare as a bald baby. That's it.
I understand it's your birthday today. You're a ripe 67 years old.
Close. 78.
Pretty good age.
78.
You know, you need to make sure you eat a lot of fruit. Fruit is very important in your diet at this age.
Oh, my God. Sanchez, help. Sanchez, can you strangle him from there? I knew you were going to do some shit.
Fruit, fiber.
So we're going to let him keep talking. We're going to keep him talking. So
you don't want those knees to stop working.
Oh, my God. I fucking should have known. I told you I shouldn't answer the phone, right? Let's see. What did Rich Hurley likes to see naked Migos? Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm not really 67. I'm really 85. That's true. I just look good for my age. Oh, yours was Monday. Oh, Hello Treehouse's birthday was Monday there, Mr. Hurley.
This is a call-in show, right?
Yeah, that's true. Did you turn your radio down so you don't get any feedback while we're talking?
Taking calls from Lou.
We're
Lou
just
will
gonna
be taking your calls.
we're just gonna let him keep going. So
He
this
loves to discuss Steve Scouts.
so this-
Steve Scouts. Show him the letter, the origami you got from.
I already trashed it. I threw it away already. You know what the worst part about that? I took the origami off and the fucking thing doesn't flap wings. What kind of origami doesn't flap wings? It's a goddamn bird and it doesn't flap wings. Wasn't that the whole point of that origami? Is that you pull the head and the tail and it flaps its wings? It didn't flap.
Aren't you an ungrateful son of a bitch? Man in Japan takes the time to make you a little origami.
That motherfucker's probably paying. He's probably slave laboring somebody to make those goddamn things, like hundreds of them, while he sells his shit off.
Your little whatever it is you're showing here. What is this guy?
Oh, are you actually watching? So
I'm watching.
this is the Miura. Oh my god, Ultraman Leo without his actual Ultraman outfit. So they came with red shorts and blue shorts. I just happened to have the blue shorts. I had both at one point, and I sold each one of them for $500, believe it or not, that time. He's got a very unique head sculpt. He probably would make a speed racer.
Why are all your action figures in a state of undress?
Because I buy them cheap, and I can't afford them fully clothed. But the thing that's crazy about this is as much as he costs, and the shorts are nothing big, the head's cool, is that it's a regular Type 1 Mego body. As a matter of fact, it even says, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it actually says Mego on the back. So I'm not quite sure the whole arrangement between them, but it's a crappy, leg spreader type Mego Type 1 figure with metal.
A leg spreader
with metal. With metal. Where they don't stand up straight like a Type 2.
You're on the rebound here, pal, but come on.
They're all strung with elastic like a regular Mego. So you're basically paying for a head and a pair of shorts that somebody could have fucking fixed, and they charge you a premium. But recently, these friggin' things, I don't know, how many came up? When Samila put that up, there was like a guy brought in like 12 or 15 of them in like one shot, and he's charging like 300 something bucks a piece. Some were like in the range of 400. So he clearly made a killing. But so I got this today from Japan, FedEx. It took like 2 days to get here, and they sent this really nice note in really good English. And they sent an origami because was that the symbol of peace? I think it was the symbol of peace, right? Wasn't that the purpose of the origami? To wish you prosperity or something? I
believe it was to wish you
prosperity.
A pleasant day, sir.
Prosperity. So the letter comes in with an origami on the top left. So I'm like, I'm fucking take the origami off, and I start pulling the head and the tail because it's supposed to flap the wings and didn't do shit. So it's now in the garbage.
All right, I'll let you get back to your little dog and pony show here.
By the way, please make sure you call into Dr. Durant's show on YouTube. Dr. Durant, ladies and gentlemen. Please check out his show on YouTube. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it. Be good. I told you he was going to do that shit. I knew he was going to do that because he kept calling in, bugging on the laptops in here. So anyway, he's a very cool figure to get. He happens to be pretty expensive. I don't know if I want to pay to get 2 of them because if you don't have the Ultraman Leo outfit, which makes it even more expensive, it's virtually impossible to find. There are pictures on the internet you can look up and see them, but the head sculpt and even the paint job on it's very good. A lot of people say it'd make a really good speed racer in an 8-inch scale. I'm not going to argue that, but it's a fucking regular Mego body. I mean, for Pete's sake. The funny thing with these is I don't ever really, as a matter of fact, of any of the few that I've seen, I've never seen a head scratch on them. I've never seen no head paint loss or anything. So I don't know, because I had the uniform on. One, I don't know where all the uniforms went. They did come in a window box. It was basically the figure with all the stuff in it. It was orange or red, and it's a really cool figure from Japan and so on. But there's one sold 6 years ago. I think it was only I tell Dinosaur Dan it was $400 or $500, which is actually pretty cheap for it because they're virtually impossible to find until this week. And I'm like, I got to get one before I let it go. What year did this figure come out? This was Ultraman Leo. Oh, I believe it was late 70s Treehouse or maybe early 1980. No, it's a Type 1 Mego body. It might have come up a little bit before then, but again, it's a Type 1 Mego body. Mego had been putting out Type 2 bodies for several years, right? So I don't know why they opted for this, because this is even though this body doesn't typically break, and sometimes it's a pretty shitty body overall. It's better than the new stuff, I have to be honest with you, but because it's pretty durable, but the design is kind of crappy where it doesn't, you can't get the legs to stay in, shit like that. So whenever they stand up, they look like they're straddling something, like a pit of, I don't know, razor blades or something. It's 100% a Type 1 Mego body koi. It even says Mego on the back. Let's see if I can show it. Can you guys see it? Yeah, you see it? Mego core? Right there, Mego core. Yep, and that's the body it came with. Rich Hurley pays elementary age Asian kids to make his clothes and toys. Oh, Jesus. What are you looking at? Thomas Sawyer. This is a Miura Ultraman Leo figure without the Ultraman Leo outfit. They're wicked expensive. And, well, wicked expensive meaning they're usually in the $300 plus, $250, $300 plus range. But he doesn't have the outfit other than his shorts. There's somebody up there who's selling a bunch with red and blue shorts. They went so fast. Dan Samillo put it up, showed it to me. I clicked the link. I'm driving. Literally 3 minutes later, I'm trying to get back in because I'm driving, and fucking half of them were gone. That's how fast they went. Let's see. Buck says, I think Ant is. Yeah, I think Anthony does. Do you think so? Buck, does Ant have the one with the complete outfit? So he's talking about Anthony McElveen, who has basically everything. I wouldn't be surprised if he had the one with the whole outfit. Blow molded A-high bods are better than the new Mego bods. Excellent point, Buck. I'm going to put that up there. This needs to be shown. I 100% agree that the blow molded A-high bods are better than the new Mego bods, and the blow molded A-high bods don't blow like the new Mego bods. I 100% agree with you. I don't think their bodies are good. They snap, they break, they get complaints, and they don't do shit about it, which is actually pretty funny. But this is a very hard figure to get. It does come from Japan. I believe there's a few more up on eBay if you're looking for them, but I think he's looking upwards of $400 per figure. So just kind of get that in there. It's very rare. Buck, if you were to, he's got with the outfit. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Buck, if you were to actually price it, because I know I overpaid for it, but if you were to buy one of these today, and don't be cheap, what do you think would be an approximate? Well, I know the guy's asking $300 to $400. I would say more 250 would be a little more like it, but I mean, you're basically paying for a naked figure, if you will. Heathman. I think Heath sold all of his shit, Buck, or maybe he didn't, but I know he's buying those motion marionettes, the Halloween ones. That's where he's putting a good collection together of those. Rich Hurley calls a sex line and complains about why he can't find a dark on while crying. Hey, Amigo Meet 24 in Pennsylvania this August. Oh, God, no. I actually said I would go to Amigo Meet because technically they can't keep you out. It's discrimination, right? They can't keep you out unless you're causing a problem, which nobody's going to cause a problem. But I really don't want to go. About $200. Okay, so Buck said about $200. This guy's getting $300 to $400 for these, and they went fast. Most of the $300 ones were gone. There's a couple that are up there in the $400 range, and I agree. I think I did about $250 for mine maybe 10 years ago, and then I think I sold each one for $500. Yeah, there's sometimes people just want, but like anything else collecting, you can have this extremely rare, difficult to find figure, but if Sanchez doesn't collect them, it's not worth shit. He's not going to give you 50 cents for them, or somebody else, or if somebody really wants it, may pay upwards. It's only real value is what somebody's willing to pay for it, right? Or what you appreciate it as. Because for me, it's just really cool. I love the head sculpt on it. I think it's great. The paint job's great. It's from Japan. Japanese toys and stuff like that, in my opinion, are just in many ways superior to other stuff that's out there. I think they do a really good job. 500 complete. Okay. Yeah. So Buck, about 6 years ago, I found an auction where they auctioned off the boxed one for about 500, which I thought was a good deal. Oh, it's a green glove this year. Thank God. Nothing like having one blue glove and one green glove. That's fantastic. Seen the head alone go for 150. Yeah. Because Buck, wouldn't you say that people that are looking for this are looking for I don't know what else he's for, but to me, I always hear Speed Racer. He's a great Speed Racer head, I guess. I'll give you a shiny quarter. A shinny quarter. I know you meant to say shiny and I'm busting your chops, but yeah, I know you would only give me a quarter. You wouldn't give me a drop of water to drink if I was dying in the middle of the desert. I know you wouldn't, you bastard. I'm just kidding. But it's a really cool figure. It's quite nice, other than the shitty body but it is better than the new Mego body. It's a Type 1 Mego with the head again. The head is actually really cool. If you haven't seen one of these, they're actually pretty neat. Again, they're expensive, so you probably want to get it. And you want to box that fucker up or put it in a case or something so it doesn't get all dicked up. So once the head gets scratched, forget it. That's the only thing of it that has, that's the only thing of it that you really have to worry about. Pretty much any anime custom. Okay, there you go. Any anime. Sorry to say anime custom. Yeah, but I think you make a good speed racer. Years ago in the late '90s, when playing Mantis, we did Captain Action. They did some really cool sets. One of the sets that was slated, it's on the back of the boxes, was they were going to make Racer X out of Captain Action body and Speed Racer out of the Action Boy costume, and it never made it. The line died before they got there. And I have to say this is what drives me crazy. 9 out of 10 times that somebody makes a line that eventually dies when they're showing things they're going to make, it's always the shit that they should make that everybody wants that they don't make. I mean, I'm not saying they want Flash Gordon. I didn't say we want Lone Ranger. Did want those. But I would have taken the Speed Racer set over even the Flash Gordon set any day. I really would have. I would have done that. If I remember right, there were a set of boxers. There was a set of boxers. You mean it was $150 for the head and the boxers? Okay, I mean, the boxers are just blue or red. I'm not really sure the difference. Yeah, the paint and head sculpt is a really, really good head sculpt. A really good head sculpt. It does a good job. Oh shit! I think you guys are writing on Facebook. Give me a sec to look. Oh, thank you, Thomas. I see your happy birthday. I see you guys, but I see you moved over to there. Okay, good. So some of you guys. Anthony McElveen, fucking A. The Ant-Man is here. I see you. I see you. I see you. I didn't see you pop in before, Ant-Man. I have not spoken to the Ant-Man in ages. I thought you quit collecting and left, brother. Yeah, Anthony McElveen has one of those guys that's been around. Buck, he's been around since the beginning with you, right? I mean, even back we were on the old email list. I think all of us were on that shit. And Ant has, I forget what he told me, how many storage containers he has. And I mean like outside storage containers, not like Tupperware. So he's got stuff just loaded into. As a matter of fact, a good portion of the really hard to find pictures on my Migo, like a good portion came from Anthony, from the Ant-Man himself. Yeah. There is the Ant-Man. Wow. Anthony McElveen, Ab Mac. Do you still look like Santa or Jerry Maguire? She's Jerry Garcia, or did you shave? I think I saw a picture where you shaved. So I remember you used to have the beard and everything. Love the Ant-Man. I remember the first Mego meet that I went to, which I think was 1996 in Wheeling at the Toy and Train Museum. There was a picture of me talking to Anthony, and my hands were like this, and I forget what somebody captioned it. I'm sure you could come up with a million on your own. But yeah, that was pretty funny. That was back in the day. That was a long time ago. Okay, one red, one blue. Okay, so these figures, just to clarify, they did only come in blue or red shorts. If you find one with green or yellow, either you got some fucking incredible rare figure or somebody put them together. But they're just very small. I mean, just very normal blue shorts or red shorts, same type color, elastic, and so on. But I always, what's really funny, this is why I like with these figures. I don't know if Japanese kids take better care of their toys, or when these came out, they were just overstock, but I've never seen one where the elastic on the shorts has been stretched. I've got Big Jim, I've got Meccano figures, tons of figures that have elastic on them, and it's all stretched. Now, a lot of it's stretched. These I've never seen them stretched. I don't know if you have, Buck, or Ant, but I've never seen them stretched like that. All right, so I think that's what we're doing for today because I am fucking exhausted. Yesterday, I spent the most of the day dressed up in a $300 Deadpool cosplay costume, getting customers into my booth and getting them to sign up for our movie event. And I am wiped. It was 400 degrees in that thing. Wore me the hell out. I didn't get any sleep. I had to present for an hour, do a talk for a bunch of people, and so on, which was good. Actually went good. It's a great way for us to drive business. But yeah, it was a long day. I got Amanda upstairs. We spent the day today. Oh my gosh, she gets infusions every 8 weeks. So we spent the 3/4 of the day down doing that. I spent a little time at the office. Now I'm just trying to chill out. So I figured I'd come down here and show you guys some of this shit. So let me say this: we love having you guys in the group. If you're not in the Migo Like group on Facebook, you should get in it. It's awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube and that's it, that's fine. But you should get in the group. It's a lot of fun. It's just not for Migo stuff. You can post, sell, trade, whatever you want, as long as it's not live blow up dolls from Brian Sanchez. You can pretty much put in there. We talk about comics, books, movies, action figures, toys, you name it, whatever suits your fancy. And it's a room for adults. So we really try and give everybody free speech unless you're being a complete tool. And I mean a real tool, like you're just really just out of control. We just let people do as they want because we figure we're all adults, right? We want people to enjoy it and come back. If you're not liking or subscribing to the YouTube channel, that's fine, but you should. Why? I don't know, because Sanchez said so, and he said you should. Show off your Michael Jackson dolls. I don't have any Michael Jackson dolls. I have no Michael Jackson dolls. All right, so hold on. Let me just see this. So Buck says, onto the stretched elastic. I just want to put this up. He says, nope, good elastic back then. The figure's still tight, right? Yeah, figures are super tight. Like the stretch in this is nothing. The elastic inside, it's tight. Like you really got to pull that to get it out. There's very little play. The elastic here is good. And I agree with Buck. I think the quality of things were just much better now. Less disposable. Today's day and age, a lot of things are disposable. Once cars went from chrome bumpers to plastic bumpers, it wasn't so they could save. So they were saving money. It was so that when your bumper get hit, you had to buy a new one, which made them money, right? As opposed to a chrome bumper, it could take a dink, you could straighten it out. You can't do that on a plastic bumper. When it's done, it's done. So everything's disposable. That's what we're getting into. Enjoy your birthday. Do more lives, please. I think more people ask me to do less lives. That'd be good. You identify as a hammer. Well, it's funny that you say that, Buck, because when Coy or when Dean's Toy Box just said to me, get the Michael Jackson doll, should I show them what you sent me, Buck? Let me see if where is it? Fuck. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Give me a sec. Brian, you can roll the commercial if you want while I'm looking. So a couple things. A lot of good guys in this group, and I want to thank everybody. I hope I never missed anyone, but I want to thank anybody who's ever sent me anything for any means whatsoever. Lots of good stuff, and Buck's been a very good friend for a very long time, since '97. It's a long time, man. That's like 27 years. But I got something from him, and it's not Michael Jackson, but it's better. Now he's MC Hammer. Now, I don't know if is this the Hammer outfit, Buck, or is this, I thought this, oh no, this is a Hammer outfit. I thought this was, or is this the Donnie Marie outfit? I don't know. But that's MC Hammer right there. There it is. Ho, Hammer time. And he actually had outfits you could get for him. I don't have any, and Buck sent me this MC Hammer, if you will. And I got to find a place to display him, but I like to get him some outfits. I mean, the sculpt on him is actually really good. They even did his hair and so on. They did a nice job. And was there something about him, Buck? Couldn't you do was there something you could do with him? I mean, other than pose him? Was there a thing where he could dance or some shit? I don't remember, but MC Hammer, ladies and gentlemen, there is an MC Hammer doll set. I know everybody recognizes this girl right here. Actually, I'll do this one. Everybody recognizes this girl, right? Dynamite from Mego. Do you know this one? It's not Dynamite. It looks like Dynamite. Actually quite a bit, but I got this from Berto at Mego Meet 2019. He had a whole bunch. I know somebody else got one from, I think in the box or on the card. This is, I think her name is actually Supergirl if I remember, but she's like the Dynamite of the Netherlands or some stuff, or Denmark or something. But yeah, I think she's Supergirl, whatever. So I got to get her out there and so on. So let me just read some of these comments real quick. That's Donnie's outfit. Okay, thank you. That is Donnie's outfit. Does it have the cassette? I do not have the cassette. All I have is Hammer. So he didn't want to send naked Hammer, so he put out there Lou's digging. Lou's digging out. Oh, Lou's digging out Hammer Osmond. There we go. He knew I was. Oh, Rude Supergirl. Thank you, Buck. This is Rude Supergirl. ROD is Buck put up there. Let's put it up there. That's the Rude Supergirl, and she is basically their Dynamite. Okay? So it's pretty damn close. All right, but I got to get her out and so on. And thank you to Berto for selling me that at the show and not raping me. Berto's a really good guy. He always offers good prices. All right, let me see what I got. We got Tony May up there singing Wonder Twins Activate. Excellent. I'm late to the thing. You're always late to the thing, Tony. That's okay. Anthony McElveen says, hey, Buck, I've lost about 100 pounds, but I still have a beard. Get the fuck out of here. You lost about 100 pounds? Holy shit, man. Good for you, Ant. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Congratulations. Little happy birthday from Tom Sawyer. Thank you, sir. Thomas Sawyer. But thank you guys and so on. Yeah, I like them, Koi. I really do. I do. It is slightly taller? Okay, you might be. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Buck is correct. It is slightly taller. He's right. She might even be a little. Is she a little thinner? No, she looks a little thinner in her outfit, but she's. I think she's about the same. It's the way they did the outfit on it. But you're right. She is a little bit taller. I did not notice that. Damn, Buck coming through with the shit. That's a small person. That is true. That is true. All right, so there we go. So do me a favor, if you didn't like or subscribe, please do it. I'm trying to catch up to Dr. Durant. Dr. Durant has like 156,000 subscribers. David Eon has like 2.7 million, and I'd like to hit like 120. So if I can get a couple of you guys to subscribe, that'd be awesome. So here's what you're going to do. For the good of all Migo, I need you to go to Gmail and create like 12 email accounts. Then I need you to go to YouTube and I need you to like under each one of those accounts. It's for the good of all Migo. Let's keep Migo alive, okay? Go and buy all the clearance crap out so they have money to put the next crap, which you won't get when they collect their Kickstarter shit. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, what am I going to do? What are you going to do? Now, listen, they can do whatever they want. It's a shame that company's in the situation it is. They've hurt a lot of people, pissed them off. They could have done a lot of good stuff, but so be it. Let them do what they may. They're responsible for their own future and their own destiny, if you will. All right, I'm going to play a little video here. Let me see what I got. Probably something we've already seen. Oh, everything that everybody missed. So I'm going to play this Croft Superstar Bigfoot and Wild Boy intro video at the end. Then I'm going to say, peace, bitches, and I'm getting off, and then we're going to end the stream. All right, guys, thank you, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate it. What did I miss? I have 15 subscribers. I subscribe to you, Treehouse. Everybody go to Treehouse's YouTube page and subscribe. Everybody join his Window Peeper. That's fantastic. I subscribe to Treehouse. You need to put your stuff up in Migo Like Treehouse. Put your page up in the Migo Like page or YouTube channel so people know. Then say, hey, if you guys can, check it out and subscribe. People will subscribe. All right, let's go for the end. You guys, I hope you guys got to catch the Mr. Rogers watch. It will be the space. No, it's not the space. So last time the Ultraman fucked up. Should I try the Ultraman again? It fucked up, so I just had to run the Space Giants because it was all coming up black and nothing on the screen. Hold on. Nah, fuck it. Let's do Bigfoot and Wild Boy. All right, here we go.
Out of the great Northwest comes the legendary Bigfoot, who 8 years ago saved a young child lost in the vast wilderness and raised that child until he grew up to be Wild Boy.
Well, there you go. So, yeah, again, go check out Treehouse. Put it up there. I didn't do the Space Giants. I did okay. Brian Sanchez, you saved Ray Charlie 8 years ago, and he grew up to be Dr. Durant. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I don't know if I'm doing any more lives this weekend. Depends if anything comes in. I did put out all my LJN shit, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm looking at them now. You guys can't see them on the other side of this monitor. But go check out other people's pages. Check out Open by Chance Vintage Toys. Check out Dr. Durant. Check out Max on Facebook because he's streaming live all the time. Check out Johnny's MIB Master Toy Museum. Check it out. There's so much stuff out there. There's so many guys. Check out Treehouse. Whoever else is doing some shit. Brian Sanchez, did you do your YouTube yet, or we're still waiting for it? Because Brian Sanchez was going to set up a YouTube. Are we waiting for it? He regrets that decision. Fucking classic. That's awesome. I put this, and then Brian Sanchez. I regret that decision. All right, go check out everybody's YouTube. Check it out. Post your YouTubes in the room. If you guys, even if you have a small amount of people, post them in. Listen, there's nothing wrong with the size of your talking about? What is this, like a men's health thing? Size of collection does not matter. Sometimes people just need to see what other people are doing. Max did no lives until we kind of gave him a little push. Now Max does more lives than anybody. So it's all good stuff, right? It's all great stuff out there. And we hope to be doing like a big live soon. We're trying to get that together. It's been a little crazy with shit going on to try and get all that stuff done. But we'd love to do a live where we get a bunch of us in. You guys can come in and comment and join in if you like and so on. And Thomas Sawyer, you should get on too. You should get on too. Oh, Thomas Sawyer's got some good stuff. Thomas, is your official YouTube page, is it called Down the Rabbit Hole? Is he still here? I don't know if he's still here. But Thomas Sawyer, I don't know if he does lives, and I don't know if he did a YouTube channel, but if you didn't, you should do a YouTube channel. You should call it Down the Rabbit Hole, whatever. He does some really cool stuff. Thomas has found some really, really cool stuff. I think I saw one, he got the LJ and Rookie's car, police car, which is hard to find. He finds a lot of stuff. So check that out too. All right, next weekend. All right, Sanchez, next weekend we're doing it. All right, bitches, I'm out. Peace, bitches. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and talk to you soon.